My name is Gary Berntsen. I'm a candidate for the United States Senate against Chuck Schumer. I initially was a candidate for the 1st Congressional District and decided that I did not want to participate in the primary against 5 or 6 other Republicans, many of them who I liked and respected. My history, I'm a former CIA officer. I spent 4 years in the United States Air Force. I'm the person who was the person that led CIA's forces on the ground in Afghanistan in 2001. After the 2001 attacks, I led CIA's teams into Afghanistan. I'm the person that seized Kabul. I ran the Tora Bora operation. I was a senior officer in the Central Intelligence Agency from 1982 until 2005. I speak Spanish. I speak Persian. I was born and raised in New York, Long Island, New York, born in Bethpage, grew up in Smithtown. Joined the Air Force at 18, was a crash firefighter for 4 years, and then would go to college on the GI Bill, would get married, have a family, raise children. I have a daughter who's a former Naval Intelligence officer. She's also joining the State Department now as a diplomat. My son is an airborne officer with the 82nd Airborne, he's a platoon commander. He's in Kandahar fighting right now. I'm a conservative Republican. I'm a member of the Tea Party. I was endorsed by the 912 organization on Long Island. I've also received the highest rating of anyone on Long Island by the CSA, the Conservative Society for Action, which handles both Suffolk County and Nassau. I believe in small government. We have an unsustainable debt. We are at $14 trillion. It will be $20 trillion by the year 2015. Okay, all right.
Okay.
All right, just bio now? Okay.
Yeah, just who you are. Not everybody's familiar.
Okay, on additional, I'm trying to think on other things on my biography. I'm an author, a best-selling author. I wrote the book Jawbreaker, The Attack on Bin Laden and Al-Qaeda. I wrote a second book that was called The Walk-In, a novel. We're making a film out of that shortly. And I have a policy book called Human Intelligence, Counterterrorism, and National Leadership. I'm on television frequently. I'm on CNN and Fox doing commentary for terrorism and national security. There are television programs that have been made about me. National Geographic did a show on me. Frontline did a show on me. I've had over 200 appearances on television, probably 300 appearances on the radio. I publish my own blog for a while called Berntsen National Security Review. I stopped writing once I became an author. Because I didn't want to sort of mix what I was trying to provide was pretty pure national security policy analysis. Once I became a candidate, I thought it would be best to go ahead and just focus on my campaign.
Okay. We can ask you some questions.
Okay.
Relax a little bit.
Sure.
You don't want to friend. As you can all tell, in the background, he's obviously quite shy. To put it mildly, you are going against a well-moneyed, deeply entrenched senator. What makes you think you can win?
First off, we have an individual here who is well-moneyed. He will, in the next 6 months, drive a VAT tax against us, a value-added tax. He will drive the carbon tax against us. He will do things on immigration here and attempt to provide amnesty to many individuals. He will be much more vulnerable than anyone believes. I know he's going to be very, very vulnerable. I have a national name. I have a following around the country. I have support in conservative circles around the country. I believe I can drive, raise money nationally. I'm going to be doing fundraisers in Texas next week, Dallas, Fort Worth, and Houston. That's what's going to be required to defeat Chuck Schumer, someone that can raise money nationally, because he raises most of his money, 75% of it outside of New York. I'll match him that way. I'll never get the amount of money he has, but what I will do is field an army on the ground against him. I am a professional insurgent by training.
By the way, let me just explain. All candidates are being asked the same 4 questions. Tony, who is already endorsed by us, did a series of 4 videos with these 4 questions, which is where we got the idea. And they're sort of basic enough so that people get a sense of where you are. Right. What is your position on the various immigration problems?
Okay. The United States is the most generous country in the world. That's where I will begin. We allowed 1.2 million people to immigrate to America last year under the numerical standards. That means P1 through 6, which is, if you have a relative that can file a petition for you. We also allow probably another 250 to 300,000 people to come to the United States because they married American citizens. I do not believe in amnesty for people that have entered here in large numbers illegally. If someone wants to become a U.S. citizen, they're going to have to travel back to their home country, they have to file papers and get online. Simultaneously, we must secure the border with Mexico. And the problem the problem on the border with Mexico is that there are drug cartels, the Beltran cartel, Los Zetas, the Ariana Felix. They have billions of dollars. They are killers. They're conducting violence on their side of the border and ours. The federal government is responsible for its failure to not seal, but to defend the border. We want to have a border where people can move back and forth and do commerce and business. But I do not support any amnesty of individuals here and wholesale provision of amnesty to 20 million people. I think it's crazy. I'm married to a Latin, okay? I have a child that's half Latin. The better one. Yo puedo hablar español. Yo puedo hacer, yo puedo luchar en español. I can say and do this, and I can fight the political fight in Spanish. So, Senator Schumer wants to have this discussion with me on Univision. Bring it on. Okay.